questions.
All right. First of all, I'd like to thank Idaho State. Gave me an opportunity to come here, play football, get my education. When I first got here, I didn't really dream of going up on the Ring of Honor. Wasn't really something that was on my mind at the time. But looking back on my career and everything I was afforded here at the university, I'm just happy that they were able. I've been able to represent the university in a positive light for so many years in the NFL. Give them recognition because they've obviously helped me along in my journey through life.
What's the best thing that you learned playing here?
I think I played here for a lot of tough years. I think the hardest thing, was just trying to find a way to get a win. But I think the best thing I learned is that through all the experiences and everything like that is I made a lot of great friends. I met a lot of great people at Idaho State. I lived here for 5 years. I consider Pocatello one of my homes. It's coming back. I came back in the summer for the alumni golf tournament, and it's like I never left. Obviously I don't actually have the place I live here anymore, but just coming back here brings up a ton of memories. Had a lot of great times, a lot of great experiences, and it was all attributed to everybody that I met here at Idaho State.
You said you didn't expect to be inducted in the Ring of Honor, but when you found out you were going to be, what were your thoughts?
I was extremely honored, very overwhelmed. I was excited. I thought that it was kind of reading up on it. Being the 18th member, only the 8th person, 8th football player ever do it. It's very special. Obviously, they don't just hand this award out to anybody, and the fact that I've been able to work hard enough in my life to receive this honor is really something that's special to me. So I'm happy I get to have my family here, to all kind of experience it with me.
What's it mean to you to have your name next to guys like Merrill Hodge and Jared Allen?
I was talking to somebody on my team, because they were asking me kind of what it was. At my school, and I told them I was like, unfortunately, I didn't go to a big time school, and we don't just spit out NFL products every year, and we're it's one of those teams that we might get a guy or two on a team might get a shot every year, so it's pretty special, for our school when guys like me, Jared, Merrill, Marvin. Anybody that's been able to represent us, from the football aspect in the NFL for as long as we have, to come back and be honored by the school is a big deal. And it's special to be up there with guys like that because obviously they hold very high esteem, in the world of football, as far as it goes. So for me to, have my name up there next to some of the greats, that have gone to the school is, very, it's very touching and, kind of overwhelming, to be completely honest.
What do you tell players that come from a small school like Idaho State and want to make it into the NFL, kind of like what you did?
I think the biggest thing is just you have to learn that if you want to pursue a career in the NFL, that it's a job. It's not a something you can kind of just coast into, and in college where your talent will kind of elevate you maybe above some of the other people, and you don't have to work as hard. Where in the NFL, everybody's extremely talented, everybody works extremely hard. So to kind of separate yourself is, your work ethic, your level of want to, it all kind of comes down to, how well am I going to be as a player, as a person to, kind of be able to get there. Then a lot of it also falls into being lucky. I was very lucky. Found myself being afforded great opportunities, and I was lucky enough to take advantage of them, work very hard, realize some mistakes I had made, correct them, and as it afforded me a long career thus far in the NFL, and I hope to keep extending it until I can't play anymore.
Going back to, you said that you played here during some tough times, or it was hard to get a win. ISU is going through a little bit of the same right now. I know you spoke to them this morning. What was your message to them?
I actually haven't spoke to them quite yet. I plan on speaking to them right before the game. I think they want me to catch them right at the height of let's go get them. You know what I mean? But the biggest message is just gonna, it was something actually. It was a speech I gave to our team when we when we were playing in 2013 for the NFC North Championship game against the Bears, and I was kind of talking to the group about us being modern day gladiators. There's a couple choice words I'm going to have in there, but they'll kind of. But the gist of it is, it's a sport. It's a brutal sport, but it's a team sport. It's more of a not so much a team sport, but a tribal sport. A sport about being a team as a family, supporting each other, and playing in one and being able to trust the guy next to you, kind of deal.
Played for the Packers, now you're with Tampa Bay. Talk about your NFL career and thoughts about it so far.
Very fortunate to just be where I am in my life. Worked extremely hard for it, but like I said, I've been lucky in the fact that I've been afforded some opportunities, and I've taken advantage of them. Played for an extremely blessed organization in the Green Bay Packers for 5 years. A lot of great people there. We had a lot of success. I'm playing for another really good organization that's going to be coming up here pretty quick. We are turning the culture around down there in Tampa Bay. We are going to be winning more football games than I think people, and be a lot better football team than I think a lot of people are giving us credit for. It's a long football season. Some people have a little bit of judgment early on, but we always talk about real football starts in November and December when playoffs start counting. So it's always nice to get early wins on because they do count, but the ones that really do count are November and December when everything's kind of on the line.
What's been the highlight of your weekend so far?
I think the biggest highlight is having my family here. Obviously going into the ring is a huge highlight, but I don't think it would be overly special without having my family here. I got my mom, my dad, my uncle, my wife, and my daughter. My daughter's never been here before, in her life. I think on top of that is having my friends that I played with here, all of them being able to see me go into the ring too. I think they all probably look at me as the same person. I feel like I'm the same person. As first when we met when I came here. I don't feel a step above anybody or anything else. I'm just the same person I was when I was here. I just play football and get paid more money, I guess. But it's it doesn't make a big difference to me. For me, they're all still friends and great relationships I've had since I've been here, and so it's all really special for me, for the people that went through those hard times with us here at Idaho State. To kind of see one of their brothers succeed and get recognized for it. And so I think that's pretty much been the highlight of my weekend so far.
Don't want to put you on the spot, but have you been able to follow Idaho State throughout the years?
Yeah. Like I said, I know we've been in tough situations. They had a really good year last year. I was really excited about that. I think Coach Kramer's been doing a fantastic job turning the culture around, because I think that was kind of the hardest thing for us when I was here is, we were coming from a winning culture, and we started struggling, and then we never kind of picked the pieces back up. And, to have somebody come in here and really kind of establish a new culture of winning and, putting the team, back in the national light and stuff like that, I think that's a really good thing for the state. I think the Big Sky Conference in a whole is always represented 1AA extremely well. We've always had, nationally ranked teams, at least 3 or 4 of them in the conference every year. And it's always a big positive for me. Usually you don't really get too many of them on ESPN, but when the playoffs start, you catch the 1AA teams. I always seem to at least one, Eastern or Montana State. At least one of those teams are always in the playoffs. So it's exciting to see that the conference in general is always being represented extremely well. So.
Good.
Okay.
No, I'm good. I was going to ask, so have Jerry, does Jerry want to do an interview with us?
Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
sounds good.